in this context, like, we don't have any support, the research program grants and all. Very few students got CSIR, but our learners.
In that case, my suggestions will be from the tier cost. You must reach out to these type of people and tell them. So what is my suggestion is that if you see, like, if you have remembered at my last thank you, the slide, it shows about the pyramid. The bottom of the pyramid is in terms of the science awareness, these things, and we're done like fairly well there. The time is now to strengthen the upper part of that, the R&D, the innovations. So whatever the other, her question was, other than we do mathematics day and the science day, but really they want to know, for the young faculties for research, what are the programs available in the TST. So if council can work as a catalyst to link them with that, then this the size of the pyramid will not only the bottom maybe it will also grow in the the so in that way, I think this is the requirement what you are getting. So I think that the councils should also work towards that by linking them with all the JST or DBT or the other programs which are there.
Myself, I am Dr. Neja Prabhakar, Vice Chancellor of Horticulture University, Mulugu Siddipet. So we spelled out that a lot of funds are left over in SAST scheme from the DSSI. So in case of the horticulture field, what is the scope? So where is the
very much. Being from the agriculture background, if you see the Indian agriculture changing is from once we are now food sufficient, we are going into the the nutrition, we are going into the value, the high value added with the product. So the horticulture university has a huge the opportunity. So like my suggestion is
either that is the production side or the nutrition.
The knowledge, if you see the
value addition side.
Yeah, one thing I just want to share with you. Yeah, I just want to say one way I want to share with you. I think I was sharing with Madam during the lunch. There are many times people get confused because there are some programs which are welfare oriented and government has a huge program for that. Rural development, you have the SC, developmental. But the role of the Ministry of the Science and Technology, not only Department of Science and Technology, is not to do the direct welfare. Our role is to strengthen that welfare system with the knowledge, new knowledge. And that's exactly the role that horticulture university can bring into the national horticultural. When you work as a national horticultural mission program, there is a aspect of the knowledge there. There is an aspect of the delivery of there, or the welfare. So like the Ministry of Science and Technology, not for the welfare, but to strengthen the welfare system. And if you compare with the welfare system, the TST is, the budget is very low. But unless I also start spending with the same purpose, no new knowledge will come and strengthen the welfare system. So that's the reason. Please try to understand that this is the two differences, and we are trying to develop this program, societal oriented program for that to strengthen the welfare system. The output, yeah.
Maybe it is like skill development.
It's not why we should hear only skill development. Madam, please try to understand. What we need in the horticultural system at the ground level for the farmers, quality understanding. Unless and until the farmers can understand the quality understanding skill, what we see that the skill itself isn't only growing the crop and post harvesting, but when it comes to the quality comes there, the science and technology become important, and unless and quality is there, they cannot go to the higher level of the market. So, and most of the cases, like in India, you will see the majority people are doing jam jelly, but there is no quality. Ultimately, when you go to the big markets, you will not see any of the SNG's products. you will see the products of Kisan and this only. That means there is somewhere we have we have to look it into this bringing this the gaps. When I say SDG goal, like there is one thing you can see from the global level and the national level, but the real SDG takes place at the field level. Like when we can really bring the socially acceptable, socially relevant, environmentally, the sustainable and the economically viable. So that model really you people can bring it at the field.
Yeah, actually we have.
Then we could even start for our postgraduate students something so that they could get a good input about what you are going to do for our group of
Actually,
students.
madam, like what I am telling, we are working with Amrita Mishra, in Kerala. They are doing this, this model in the field. They have a living lab concept. They take the field, the students on the field. They, at the field, they really find out the problems and related to the community, and to find their scientific solutions in the back end, not from the village. Generally, what we do, we get the knowledge in lab and then try to find out where is the problem.
So in horticulture,
No, that is
we will identify the problems at field level, location specific. Thereby we will work on it and give a solution.
And my suggestions will be, madam, that you try to find out how you can bring the people to the higher level of their value chain. So there the role of how the science and technology is there. Like in the horticulture sector, we need huge QA/QC. The quality checking and the quality. And the majority of our these things are there. And where really the industry can work. Industry, if you see, ask the industry, that's a big problem because in the supply chain, our quality from the field is not there.
So you could start with some internship from
Otherwise, nobody will get a chance. Okay, please go.
Yeah, good afternoon. I'm from Center for Social and Economic and Social Studies, and we have already done a study with the TS cost on mapping of SAP needs for achievement of SDGs in the state of Telangana. Yes, and I feel that the indigenous technology also has to be discovered because that's very important for at the grassroots level for the people to adopt that for achieving these SDGs and all. So there I think the trust should be, and we are also working in the areas of SC. We have a research cell on studies on social inclusion. So we will be definitely working in the area of SC, ST and aspirational districts and all this. So that's what I wanted to say.
Yeah, this is one learning from you, madam. Like since you are a rural university, you can have a cell for equity and inclusion. From there, because that will really bring a lot of issues with the equity. Yeah, please.
Thanks, sir. I'm Ashok Kumar from ICSAT, Hyderabad. Thanks to DST, we have a beautiful Center of Excellence for Climate Change Research. It's very well established and functional, and recently got inaugurated by Honorable Prime Minister. So we wish to request you to support us so that we roll out the products using those facilities, and we want to open up for all Indian researchers, actually agricultural researchers or any researchers who wants to do the climate change and some agricultural aspects. That is one thing, and capacity building. So these three aspects we wish to further do, and we need your help and support. We will come up with the proposal. The second thing I wish to submit is that again in the recent visit, the Honorable Prime Minister stressed actually that we need to elevate bioenergy research in the country. Maybe last 10-15 years, starting with Dr. Kamal, and until Dr. Chandrasekhar, we were doing, and we did very good progress actually with the Government of India also adopted. And we wish to strengthen in that area by establishing a center of excellence for bioenergy so that we can develop the feedstocks, we can develop the technologies for processing and eventually take to the commercialization so that it will be helpful to the Indian industry. So these are the two submissions for you, but we'll come up with proposals. It is just to put ideas at this stage. Thank you very much.
But at the same time, my suggestions will be you please work also with the
We are-
so that it is one pathway is the the market pathway. The same pathway they take it to the social pathway. And both of these pathways should go together in order to have sustainability.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, this is from Council for Social Development. I'm Dr. Sunkar Satya. Sir, very promptly, actually, the draft actual policy has highlighted promoting traditional knowledge system, developing indigenous technologies, and encouraging grassroots innovation. So, if you want actually to innovate the things, it's not in a process of knowledge, it's an application of knowledge. It's an integration of knowledge system. So if you want to integrate knowledge systems, for example, recently National Institute of Nutrition has conducted a study during this COVID-19 about the nutritional aspects, integrating different multidisciplinary, applying multidisciplinary approach in the research. The very narrow, actually government of India has been actually promoting again and again and stressing the integrating multidisciplinary approach in a different disciplines. See, how can you actually understand the malnutrition, without understanding the actual societal cultural aspect? You can't go with a dry idea with only science and technology or any kind of a aspect unless you understand the society and its integrated and rooted aspects of the cultural aspects. Yeah. So my stressing point is that actually our director professor here, Revati madam is here. Actually they have adapted. I'm actually in continuation with the madam's approach that there should be a kind of multidisciplinary approach in science and technology. Already, Department of Science and Technology has already adapted, but it has to be strengthened and widened. That's my approach. Thank you.
Sure.
Hello, sir. This is Dr. Maruti from ICR Krida. We have a program called National Innovations in Climate Resilient Agriculture, as you know. Not only under that, earlier I had one DST program as well under Women Centers. We have some certain facilities which need maintenance, like maintenance support. So do we have any such thing? Because at this moment we are supporting not only some of the universities, pan-India, but also, we need some more, methodological research as well.
Because my answer will be typically, the government way. Because ICR comes under DR, and the DR is supposed to maintain their own, the facilities.
So the problem which we had faced is, we had earlier projects from DST, and once we had this, we have this NICRA, that became a, I should not say, but we started not getting any of, support from DST. I would say that NICRA doesn't support all the people, sir, and all the products. You can have certain, separations, sections between these two. You cannot put us in one, block. This is where I have one point.
Generally, like I come from ICR system. Like generally, basically, what I see in the DST itself, like the expert committee talk about that this is an ICR's core job. Why DST should again support? Because then DST should put that money in the many non-ICR people like whom are not getting supported from the other. So that's the views generally being taken.
But we used to get lot many DST programs earlier.
Yeah, I think
Any maintenance part also.
That can be taken.
Yeah, please can think of, sir, as a policy issue. Thank you.
Hi sir. So I'm Sriram. I'm Vice President.
Wait, just one. We have another just 5 to 6 minutes. After that, we have to vacate this. So practically make it not more than a minute.
Sure.
The answer should be 2 minutes. So we can have 3 questions.
Myself Sriram here. I'm Vice President here. So we are actually doing quite a lot of international programs, innovation technology. We have working relationships with 40 countries at the moment. We are also helping a few other states. So if you talk about any hub which has come, maybe Kerala Startup Mission, Karnataka Startup Mission, we have helped all of them, being one of the leaders. Now what we see is we are able to bring in interest interest for the other states, we are able to bring in interest for other countries as well. We are working with 40 countries at the moment. But we need some kind of a support from DST so that we can go down to the bottom of the pyramid. Because now the thing is like, can there be some possibilities of having a cluster-based hubs wherein we can go and support them on how innovation can be done, how they really need to think innovation, how things can be done. So
that
if
you can share your name.
Yeah, I think this is a big gap area. It cannot be answered just now, but we can be in touch. We can be in touch. We can be in touch because this is an already identified big gap area. Because NSTDB doesn't support in this aspect. What you said.
Yeah, please.
Thank you for providing wonderful opportunity to interact with you, sir. I'm really glad. I would like to congratulate you for organizing such a wonderful program. I belong to Maulana Azad National University. Professor Siddiqui Muhammad Mahmood from Maulana Azad National University. Sir, we are a very unique university with Urdu as the medium of instruction, even for science and technology. So, and we are specialized in preparing teachers, future teachers. We run DLED, B.Ed, M.Ed and PhD programs in education, teacher education I mean. So I wanted to know whether is there any provision, any program, any policy for the budding teachers to develop themselves as the good or most effective science teachers. Because we have been producing about 1,000 teachers every year, about 50% of it belong to science faculty.
I think we have two, like I can give you two feedback. We have under National Council of Science and Technology Communications, we have a program on these teachers, science teachers.
Okay.
That is there. And the other is I presented, there is a, under SCRB, there is a program called RA, which is again based on like 1,000 teachers are supported every year with a 5 years research support in order to develop them.
Okay. Thank you so much.
So good evening to all the dignitaries. Sir, we are from the Forest College and Research Institute. Another thing, we recently it is announced as a Forest University also. I'm very much thankful to the Kalam sir. Actually, we have allotted the EDP project to the DBT at TS cost. We are working with that. The thing I wanted to tell, actually, what type of the projects supposed to write for the further, because they are going to be new university. Which type of the projects are supposed to develop our institution?
So you're basically a forest university. So you will having the faculties from botany, the basic science to an applied forest science itself. Since like the DST supports mostly the relevant to your university, the basic side, you can support, you can appear in the applying the SCRP. But as far as the forestry component is concerned, you have to work with ICFRE the systems. So that will be fine.
I am Dr. Rachel sir. I am also forestry professor, assistant professor from the same college. So, though forestry is coming under agriculture sciences, why do the proportion of proposals that are coming from forestry is now being approved by DST especially?
No, as I told you, like, say if you see with the government's, the divisions, there is an ICFRE for this, the forestry research education.
They are not providing any projects now, funding now, sir. Actually, the past.
No, ICR doesn't. ICFRE supports the forestry.
Why does DST don't have any support for forestry research programs?
Not really speaking, like currently there is not for the forestry, we do not have any specific program. You have to come to these, as I told, basic science of the botany, zoology and that aspects, but really when it comes to forestry, there is no specific.
How can we focus our proposal for funding, sir?
I don't have an answer just now.
Sir, I am Srinivasa Tamalkar from Vittayaru. Good evening to all of you. Sir, is there any program or scheme for eradicating the superstitious beliefs in the society to enhance the scientific number as per constitution?
Yes, again, our National Council for the Science and Technology Communications, they have a specific program for this again with the superstitions.
Anyone last question? Anybody has?
Am I audible? Hello, I am Dr. S.M. Subhani, head of Indian State Institute in Hyderabad.
Actually, we are basically trained, we are teachers, trainers, consultants, and all that we do. So, what sort of, I went through your brochure, but I'm not very clear with what sort of association I can have with you, with your organization.
What type of consultations?
Association.
Associations, okay. I can give...
Sorry, particularly if you want some sort of funding for some major projects, is it possible?
Major projects in which way?
Any type of project.
You know, like the statistics. Statistics again can have a basic statistics, it can have an applied side, the side of the statistics.
Any mega project also.
So the bigger project, if it is related to the basic side, the statistics, the basics, statistical science, that is SCRB support, like science, the engineering research board, they support in their big way. And as far as the applied statistics is concerned, I can say like from the geospatial perspective, we are really looking for the geospatial and the statistical integration. There is a framework called the GSG, like the GSGB, Geospatial Statistical Global Framework, GSGF. So in that context, there is a big opportunity is there for the statistical people to work with the geospatial community to work together and find a big program. So we are looking for that type of program.
Suppose it is related to data analytics.
Exactly. Those are all related to the data analytics, related with the spatial data, statistical and the spatial data integration.
That's it. I think it was quite a good interaction.
And I think what we'll do, like I will sit, like maybe not now because we have to leave it. So like since I'm there for that 2 days, we'll sit sometime with the council and also this thing. We'll have a strategy, a very small strategy on that, which can be made available to all of the people who have appeared there, so that there is a follow-up, so that it's not that they have come and just come back. Thank you very much for the video. Thank you.